All right. It should show up in just a second. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Hello, hello, hello. I'm about to share this on the interwebs. We are doing a live sashimi thoughts. I'm gonna just pretty much give my thoughts on this this BUZZCUT song. Is crazy. It's crazy, but I'm gonna just share this out real quick before anybody starts popping in here. I just wanted to I just wanted to talk about this song like impromptu, and I was like, oh, you know what, we gonna do that. So I'm gonna just share it, and then I'll get into my thoughts on the song. I just want to make sure I share this properly, um, cause friggin' friggin' internet's wild. Brockhampton's wild. This whole thing was wild, and I'm just always impressed with just the visuals alone, with the dexterity of their creativity, the way that they can have a different sort of mood for every single project. It's always impressive to me. And so I'm just like, yo, that's crazy. It's crazy the stuff they do. So let me we're just tweeting it out because the internet does things. And because the internet does things, I have to do things. So give me just like five more five more seconds. Essentially, if you're coming in here and you want to know what this is about, I am going to be giving my thoughts on the BUZZCUT single. I have to do the housekeeping part, which is hello, 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 hello. Hey, Gabe, how you doing? How you doing? If you like to listen to the track before getting into your brain, before getting into your brain, Jesus. If you like to listen to the track before you're hearing my thoughts, so that way you're kind of not coming in here confused, it'll help a lot. But as far as it goes, like the idea of a buzz cut, man, it's in friggin' sane. How do I donate? Can't donate. I'm not popular enough yet. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. And for those who are not privy, there is a button that you can press to help me out. Help me do that. So Jesus, it's taking me so long to tweet this. I'm not gonna tweet it. You know what? I'm not gonna tweet it. We're just gonna rock with it. We're gonna rock with it. Please check the video resolution. Oh no, YouTube sending me a warning on my stream. They got mad at me. Hold on. Okay, we're good. We're good. Miss you, bro. I miss you too, E. What's up? What's up? What's up? All right, we're gonna get into it. I think it's been long enough. They are tweet it, tweet it, Kyle. Can you share it? Fuck. I'm not trying to take too long on this. I'm just letting people get in, get comfortable. It's like a movie, but like people are actually here, and I'm not getting to mess with it. Anyway, come through. I'll talk about Brockhampton. I'm about to talk about Brockhampton. I'm about to talk about Brockhampton. And it's gonna be so cool. And like I'm gonna be like thinking about deities and stuff because people love to do that. Brockhampton. It's like a nice little audience, but it's quiet. What's your Twitter? It's well this guy says. That is the same as my YouTube name. I pretty much tweet everything there. I do a lot of goofy ish on there. I'm about to talk about Brockhampton. Come through. I'm about to talk about Brockhampton. Ooh. But yeah. So Brockhampton. We're gonna get into it now. I'm like legit this time. Brockhampton is a musical group that features guys like Kevin Abstract, dudes like Dom McLennan. You got Joba. You have Bareface and freaking Matt Champion. You have so many guys that bring something different to the table that's always impressive to me. And they came together over a freaking street name in Texas. And what makes them so incredible to me is just the dexterity of their creativity. I'm always just like, yo, how are they doing this? And of course, BUZZCUT is no different. The idea of how, when you think about a BUZZCUT, you're thinking about militaristic, sort of very strict rules that people have to undergo and follow. And that you have to do these certain things in order to gain some type of notoriety, some type of respect. And if you don't do these things, if you don't follow these rules, then people assume that you are some sort of albatross. And Brockhampton does exist as an albatross. They have a gay rapper who willingly said these words about being gay, and people were like, "Oh my god, I can't believe it." And now they've grown to such a point where they don't have to adhere. And the cool thing is they never did adhere to sort of expectations and things that people expected of them. There was never this moment where it felt as though Brockhampton was willingly bending to the rules of music and to the rules of what is expected of pop music, instead changing it to their will. And so when you're on their sixth album at this point, which is Roadrunner, and they've done a couple trailers where they've teased it. They've said, "Hey, look, we got a thing coming out. You want to see it? You want to see it? No, you gotta wait. Here's a teaser from some musical legends. You know, just RZA of Wu-Tang Clan. You know, just legendary producer in his own right and one of the greatest just musicians of all time. He's saying it's great. You got you have Rick Rubin just being like, "Hey man, this is some of your best stuff." So that made me kind of nervous. But of course, you gotta wait for the music to come through. And when the music comes through, it was so good. But the visuals, oh my god. The visuals were insane. This felt like the PS2 got like smushed into somebody's acid trip and they were playing like SmackDown versus Raw 2009 or something. There's moments in here where the faces are becoming more distorted. There's no single shot that lets you breathe except towards the end. But just the visuals alone are insane. There's always these warping transitions, these scary faces. No one seems like a real human. They seem like a deity, or they seem like this cosmic interpretation of which you're trying to pay attention to it, but it's constantly transforming. And with the song, I was interested to see how they were going to use Danny Brown. This is sort of a typical staple of Danny Brown music, where his stuff is kind of like being on an acid trip, and he's rapped about heavy drug use a lot. So, of course, you know, this is almost a natural fit. And how they do it is you have Kevin's verse after a bit of a chorus, which was like, I thought he was going to stop at one point and someone was going to jump in, but they just let him aggressively attack everything for about, I want to say like a minute. I think that's the longest he's ever rapped. Just a whole minute of dog just, I am mad. I am angry. And you're going to hear about it. He basically just in his verse talks about getting jumped and how he has tried to use his notoriety to help the people around him, but it seems as though instead of that happening, it's put him in a more disadvantageous position, which is crazy to think, because if you were famous, you automatically assume that money and power should fix all things. But I'm gonna just pull a quote from a very famous philosopher. You ever heard of the statement, "Mo money, mo problems"? It's still true. It's still true to this day. Essentially, he nearly got jumped. He talked about getting jumped by like at a Latino Providence, and it was coming from all angles. Like he can't seem to slow down. He can't seem to catch a breath. People are always kind of badgering him. And when you're kind of the leader of a dope musical group, you're always going to be running into those kind of issues, just because of the fact that you're going to get the most, people are going to be looking at you the most. They're going to be seeing you the most, and they're going to be having the biggest expectations for you. Being a leader is incredibly difficult, and it goes back to sort of that military theme with BUZZCUT of having to have your troops believe in you, and then have all these other people that are watching you believe that you can do these things. So it was cool. It was really cool to hear a Kevin Abstract verse be that aggressive and that long. And then of course you got the catchy, like, get the fuck out of my ride. Like, get the fuck out of my ride. You know, just this, again, Brockhampton's back. And they're not just back with like, hey guys, we're having a cute little summer diddly, you know, or we're kind of sad. It's fall, it's autumn. No. Get the fuck out of my ride. Which, not gonna lie, that'd be kind of funny to tell anybody. But yeah, they just sort of, they're like, no, this is different. This is very, but it's crazy because it's quintessentially Brockhampton, and it's really hard to sort of quantify them as a musical entity. But it's just important to know that they're always going to have their own unique footprint on the musical landscape, and I'm always going to appreciate them for that. So you have that verse from Kevin, which he's talked about a lot of times, and then you sort of get this Danny Brown verse, and I'm going to go back to the visuals for just a quick second. They have Kevin throw him up out of his face. It's the crazy... Blech. You ever just thrown up an entire person? You ever just given birth to a legendary Detroit rapper? Doesn't happen often. Where you can, like, I'm just wondering what that like conversation was like. Yeah. So Danny, if you could just stand like right there, and Kevin, you're just gonna stretch your mouth out like a eldritch horror and just like. So yeah, Danny comes out of Kevin's mouth and he just starts talking about normies, and my favorite line from him is just how a lot of these niggas just a breath in the wind. They're not really about it. And when I say not really about it, all it means is like a lot of people love to bark but have no bite. A lot of people love to talk about these grand ideas, and then they kind of, when they execute them, or if they attempt to, they drag people in with these promises, and they say, oh, this is beautiful. But then the actual execution is nothing. Or, smaller example, easier example, talking trash to some buff dude, and you're like 3'1". You're just like, I'm going to take you down. He's just looking at you. You sure about that? You sure about that? You're kind of like he could just kick you with his big toe and you're dead. All bark, no bite. And then like, of course, he comes at you. You're like, oh, actually, I have a book report due about in 2 days. God, who remembers book reports? Anyway, so you have Danny Brown's like just really dope verse going into. He sort of, what he does is he just takes internet culture and makes fun of it. He uses it against people who like to hide behind anonymous. And I feel like such an old man when I talk about internet culture, even though I'm like not that old. But it's just funny to hear someone say normie in a rap verse, and you're still just like, damn, this nigga's spitting. Damn. Oh my God. This nigga's spitting. But my favorite just line is actually after Danny Brown's wonderful verse. And there's also a part in the visuals again where Kevin stone cold stuns Danny Brown, and they turn into like PS2 graphics. Again, this weird sort of video game acid trip is so constant, and the cutting of shots and the shifting, just there's not a moment to like really, if you paused every frame of that video, you wouldn't realize, or no, you would notice how like they're just, it's crazy, but I digress. My favorite line is like, what is a god to y'all niggas? Like, and as Merlin, who I didn't mention in like the whole group, but as Merlin talks about this, as he's saying like, look at this guy, and at first it's kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. You got an image of Joba like just in the background, just like looking really emotional and pensive, And he's just like, the limelight messed me up. Like he's doing like some spoken word, and then there's Merlin just like a little bit next to him. Look at the sky. What's a god to you niggas? And I was like, I'm not laughing, but I'm kind of laughing because it's like a weird church video where they don't know how to edit or composite really well. So you have like these two clashing images that juxtapose each other. But this statement actually does come together because what I think about with it is this idea of what we've done with celebrity, how we sort of make them deities. And there has been recent conversations about parasocial relationships as more and more scandals happen with YouTubers and celebrities and other various famous people. This idea of expecting this person to exhibit perfection, these certain behaviors that cannot be rectified. And when someone that you look up to makes a mistake, nowadays, it's instantly crucified. Depending on that mistake, of course, it makes sense. But in this sort of context, in which Merlin is kind of screaming about, like, what is a god to you niggas? As Kevin says it in the background, too. It's so good. The thing about it that's impactful to me is this idea of questioning, like, what do you want from me? Do you want me to be the fallible human? Or do you want me to be this untouchable God? Because no matter what I do, I can never be good enough for you. I can never make an album that you would love, because the minute I make a new one, you'll wonder, why doesn't this sound like the old one? I can never make art that you would love, because you would be constantly trying to find how I can capture the one that you liked. And it's just, again, what's a god to you? What is it? What is your form of a deity? Because no one can be perfect, and yet it's constantly demanded from anybody that we believe has ascended this social realm, because now their paycheck is different and their art is the same. So, BUZZCUT as a song is just phenomenal. I really love how aggressive it is, and yet the transitions, the beat switch at one point is just, bruh, my mind just like kind of slightly melted a bit, and then you get that soft sort of ending, and and then they kind of transition out, and they do like their in credit little scene. And it's this cool little token, Brockhampton token, and it just has this electric noise. And so the visuals, the song, the single, it's all just great. Like I'm feeling it. For a first single, after all that hype, this is pretty good. This is pretty darn good. So I'm pretty, overall, I think this is a great song, and I'd be happy to listen to another. Can I have another single, please, Brockhampton? I don't ask for much. Just one more single in my porridge. but yeah, no, I'm very happy with what I heard, and I'm interested to see how this changes. 'Cause let me tell you something, bruh. If they coming with the bangers early, man, it's about to be good. If you're a Brockhampton fan, basically you're eating. You're eating. You're consuming. I am now looking at the comments just to see what's going on. Did you love it? Did you hate it? I can say that I loved it. I don't know. That'd be crazy if Anthony Fantano just randomly looked over. He's like, oh, who's that guy? Seems alright. He's not bald though. Needs to work on his baldness. So yeah, I don't have much of a clue if anyone. Man, these comments are so fun. They have everything to do with the song, so I just have an extra I heart towards them. But yeah, that was BUZZCUT. Very trippy experience if you watch the music video. A very fun audio journey, and as the first single, you know, Brockhampton usually brings the bangers, and this is no different. While also making you have an existential crisis a bit. Like, what's a god to you? Oh my god. So yeah. I think that's good. I think we can wrap. Rate. What would I rate it? I don't have a rating system, honestly. I kind of just either I like it or I don't like it. Out of 10. If I had to rate the newest Brockhampton single BUZZCUT out of 10. That was a noise that I never want to make again, so I hope no one ever clips that, because if someone new came into the stream and then all they do is just hear me make that noise, is rating out of 10. Wow. We're waiting for him to tell us, out of 10, how much would you rate the Brockhampton BUZZCUT single? I'll rate it 8.5 shape ups out of 10. This would be the part where I play like a BUZZCUT noise, and you know, because it's funny. It's funny because I'm making a reference to the title of the track. You get it. You're not stupid. You're smart. You have brains. You know, you're watching me. So something in there's moving. There are gears turning. That's how shaving works. 8 laughs, 8 out of 10. Buzz. 8. You give it an 8. Yeah. I think. What's interesting to me is I kind of want to see from the perspective of someone who's not a Brockhampton fan, if they listen to this blind and they didn't know who Brockhampton was, I think they would like it. I feel like they would like it if they're into like that sort of trip. It depends, but I feel like if someone who didn't listen to them, I feel like they might not give it an 8, because I'm a bit biased. I'm a fan. They might give it like a 3.5. Not a 3. 6.5. 6.5. I think they would be fair with it. So I'm not a Brockhampton fan. I don't like Brockhampton. Well, I do. Will I like it? Not a Brockhampton fan. If you like Danny Brown, and you like trippy stuff, and you like aggressive stuff, and you like bangers that also feature some nice little earworms, yeah, I think you would like it. I think you would enjoy it. I think you would have a steak dinner with it. And the steak would not be $2. It would be at least $15 for a non-Brockhampton fan. For a Brockhampton fan, this is a feast. I'm opposite, and I like earworms. Yeah, earworms are stupid important, you know? They're very important. I'm aggressive and I like earworms. Like, I thought I read that wrong. But yeah, so if you're just coming in, just talking about Brockhampton, it's a new single. Friggin' BUZZCUT. It was an explosive experience, and I had a lot of fun with it, and I was like, I wish I could have recorded my reaction, because it was just like I was sitting there, oh shit, just constantly just like they kept one-upping the stakes, and it's just like, stop, you can't, you oh my god, holy shit. But I can't come on here and for 24 minutes just say, oh my god, wow, immaculate, impressive, engaging, inspiring, beautiful, gorgeous, I love it. Like so yeah, I was very enraptured, and I just love it when music does that, where you have so much fun with it that you're just losing it. This is essentially how, like, when people like to talk about like excitement and stuff, this is how, like, when sports fans freak out when like the guy hits the game winner. This is how I felt when I was listening to Brockhampton. I say that as if I literally don't have an entire part of my channel dedicated to talking about a specific basketball team. It's fun. So yeah. We are almost 30 minutes in. I think I've said a good I knew the minute I did that, like, I was gonna get that. So we'll just hang for another 4 minutes, and then I'll let it go at 30. I think that's fair. If you listen to the song and you're watching the stream and you wanted to say some words about it, feel free to say like words and stuff. That's what I did. That's what I do. On this channel, you can find me talking about music, friggin' social justice, friggin' basketball. I do it all. And sometimes I make little artsy stuff on the side. So if you want to come watch me, just go to that channel. Well, this guy says. I feel like it flows along. But yeah, we talked about the BUZZCUT single. It pretty much, TLDR, it slapped. It was good. It was trippy. It was nuts. I was impressed. And I really love the comparison of deity to human, and that sort of constant demand versus questioning. And these are the things I think about. These are the things we always think about. Okay, wait. I'm opening comments. When I pull up my phone, I promise I'm not tweeting, because that would be kind of mean if I did that. Just like, hey, welcome to my stream about this song I was just listening to. I'm busy tweeting about it. Art is a banger, 12 out of 10. This is a fellow YouTuber. I am open to collabing with you. You're gonna have to talk to my agent. I definitely have an agent. But yeah, you can collab, Get more eyes on the people. Get more eyes. Brockhampton did things. That's essentially what my channel should be. Music group did things, and I talk about them. But yeah, I was very enamored. Like, I feel so effusive in my praise, but it's so on point. Like, honestly, even if you're not super into the music, if you just watched it silently, I just want to talk to whoever edited that video, because I'm just, dude, how dare you? How dare you just do a dream-filled nightmare scape where, like, there's one part where Danny Brown's face morphs and his teeth become sharp and his face stretches out, and you're just like, oh god, what did I just walk into? What's that meme? One fear. I am deathly afraid of the Danny Brown with that snaggletooth smile. Oh boy. There's even one part where they start fighting each other and the whole thing just breaks down. I'm Brockhampton, man. Just doing things and making music. And then I just say words about it. Narrative structures and soundscapes and instrumentals. God. I'm going to have to end this stream. I'm this agent. I think it's high time we We wrapped up. This was fun. This was fun. Hopefully we get more fans of music in here, and if you didn't listen to the song and this makes you want to go listen to it because I said like a bunch of words about it, the song will be, I'll put it in the show notes, as one of my favorite YouTubers like to say. I'll put it in the description, and you can go listen to it and then see if my words actually matched up with what you heard, or you can just, have fun, enjoy. It's great stuff. Now, see, the hardest part of this is that all of my videos feature a certain thing that now I have to do again. All right, are y'all ready? Are we prepared? Chat, are we ready to end this stream? Everyone just leaves. They're like, oh yeah, I actually had like 3 different things to do. Sorry, I gotta just, I'm a CEO. I lost the viewer. Hey yo. Oh man. Okay, let me stop. Cause I do need to go eat. God, I have to like, being live is like freestyling. I'm not that good at it yet, but I'm gonna get better over time. So always remember to hype yourself up, even if you're not at the level you want to be, because you will be. Keep going. What is it Brockhampton says? You can take the odds, I'll keep dreaming. So I'm gonna keep dreaming. Well, this guy says, now I'm no man to get a buzz cut. And I also am cool with bumblebees. But just know, I'll never, ever, ever be without a shape up. Also, I'm not a emo bumblebee. That was the other joke that just popped in my head. So we're just gonna go with it. Y'all have a great rest of your evening, night, day, wherever you may be watching this from. And I will see you. Buzz, 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 buzz. Bye. I love how it says, your stream will end immediately. It's just gonna cut me off like a buzz cutter. Okay, I'm out.